What's going on, guys? Nick here, and today I'm bringing you my list of the ranked defending operators in Rainbow Six Siege. Long intros are, as we all know, cancer, so I'm gonna get right into the video. And we're gonna start this going the usual with A, B, C, and D, F. And so every 3 operators is a new category, starting at the bottom. So coming in at number 15, as we all know, is gonna be Lord TACHANKA. TACHANKA is not a good operator for very obvious reasons. He's highly immobile. His guns aren't very good. I mean the 9X is decent, but it's still like not amazing. The turret sucks. Just everything about him just doesn't work. He's a terrible operator. Coming in at number 14, we've got KAPKAN. KAPKAN is, he's literally like a clone of TACHANKA, except his gadget's a little bit better, and it'll occasionally get a kill. But for the most part, it's just kind of a useless laser beam that tells people we need to shoot here to get past, and that's really all KAPKAN does. And coming in at number 13, we have Frost. Frost is, she's a fun operator, but she's just not the best. Once again, she's a sharp operator. Her traps are much harder to spot, and she is good when you put the frost traps under the windows, but they're just ultimately, at the end of the day, not super effective, and her guns are both kind of weak, so she comes in at number 13. Moving on to the D category, we have Echo. Now, I quite like Echo, and it kind of hurts to put him down this low, but he rightfully deserves it, because he's got a very fun, useful gadget, and a good selection of weapons. Well, the MP5 SD is pretty good. I don't like the Super 90 as much, as well as the Berry 9 is also really good. But at the end of the day, he's not super versatile. He's not a good roamer because of his 3 armor, 1 speed, as well as the fact that the gadget isn't always the most useful. Sometimes it would just be much easier to go as a Doc or a Bandit or even a Cav in this kind of situation instead of Echo. But I mean, that's the way it is. Coming in at number 11, we have Castle. Castle is, again, one of those very situational operators who's really good, especially when you get like Library on Chalet. Successfully defending Library is actually one of the most satisfying things you could do in Rainbow Six Siege. And Castle is a key part of that, but at the same time, Castle's just kind of sucks on other maps. So for that reason, he's coming in at number 11. Pulse is at number 10. I put Pulse down here because he doesn't have the greatest weapon selection as well as Castle. I mean, the UMP 40 is pretty good. There's nothing stand out about it, which means that there's no real reason if you're choosing just based on weapons to pick these operators. His gadget is extremely useful, but it is kind of cheap, I'm gonna be honest. And while you can use him correctly and all of that good stuff, I just find that Pulse also at the same time, while it being cheap, is also not super useful to your team. Unlike, it's not like, yeah, you're cheap. He's just kind of not useful. Coming in at number 9 into the C category, we have Mira. Now, Mira, I initially thought was a super good operator until I found out there was way better ways to counter her than I thought there was. Mira is just always a good operator to have on a team. The only problem with her is, again, the versatility problem that mostly plagues the defending operators rather than the attacking operators. Is sometimes Mira is not useful, and sometimes you'll get an objective, especially in casual, when you can't pick your objective, where Mira is just not super useful, and that just kind of sucks for her. But on those maps that she used to spawn, man, she is fun. Plus, her gun's pretty good as well. Coming in at number 8, we have KAVERIA. So KAVERIA is, she's got pretty crap weapon selection, I'm gonna be honest. She's got 3 abilities though. I would consider her non-lethal pistol to be an ability just because, you know, it's non-lethal, it's special, and it's got that integrated suppressor on it. And then I'll also consider silence that plus the interrogations are both 2 other abilities. So she's like a 3 ability operator, which is really cool, and no other operator is quite like that. But the thing about Cav though is, again, she's not always necessary. She is nice. Like today I was playing some ranked, and my friend, his name is Sergeant, and he was doing great as Cav, and every game we had like consistent interrogations, which just helped us immensely. Interrogations just work, and I applaud for that, but at the same time, like, she's not always necessary, and sometimes there are better stuff in it. Coming in number 7, now putting this guy, his name is Bandit. Bandit, of course, down here is kind of hurts me a little bit. But at the same time, he's just barely got edged out of the top 6, so the A and B category. Bandit is an extremely versatile operator. He's got a pretty good gadget that also is pretty versatile. The problem with him to me is, I mean, I love his guns, I love his gadget, and all this other stuff, is he's super versatile, but just, there is stuff that outshines him that, like, is he maybe versatile, but he doesn't super excel at anything. Like, being able to electrocute metal things, especially reinforced walls to keep out attackers, is great and all, but it's like, it's not always the most useful thing. It's like, sometimes I'd rather just have a mute, so I can get rid of drones and cover reinforced walls. And you can cover 2 at a time instead of just going with 1. But yeah, I mean, it kind of sucks for Bandit. I used to really like this guy. He's still good, but not as good as I once made him out to be. Breaking into the B category, we have Smoke coming in at number 6, and Smoke is, while some consider to be one of the best or one of the best defending operators in the game, I find him to be here just because, well, the SMG-11 is really good, the shotgun is decent, it's a versatile, class it up. I mean, neither of those can really compete with something like an F2 or R4C or Type 89 or anything like that. It's just not gonna happen. So unfortunately, Smoke is gonna come down here. The only reason he does score this time is just because this gadget is so amazing. Coming at number 5, we have Doc. Now, I've been manning this guy lately. Doc is one of the best operators in the game because he is one of the 2 just absolute 100% anchors in the game. And when you have both of these anchors playing, it works so beautifully. And so I can definitely appreciate Doc, and I tend to be the Doc because being the medic is fun. Coming in number 4, we have Rook, just edging out Doc just because of how much more versatile his gadget is. It's just, he just pops the armor down, and if you have a lot of roamers, then boom, bada bang. Doc is typically what you go with is when you have objective stayers. But Rook, on the other hand, is the same guy pretty much, but for roamers. But he also works well for objective goers, so a little bit more versatile than Doc. But that's just why he edged out. But yeah, Rook is coming in at number 4, and that was the B category. Now moving on to A category, the top 3. Coming in at number 3, we have Mute. Mute edged out Bandit because, 1, his guns are amazing, they're really good. The MP5K is a headshot machine. I love it. I always die to Mute just because if I don't immediately get a headshot in the first couple of bullets, they'll typically headshot me and I'll die, which is rather unfortunate for me, I guess. But plus his gadget is just amazing, extremely versatile. It's like Bandit, but like you can do more with it, and you can do a lot more with it. Like you can get hatches, you can get drones, you can shut down breach charges on walls and everything. I don't know, Mute just works really well, and he's one of my favorite operators. Coming in at number 2, we have Valkyrie. Valkyrie is just amazing operator. She could just throw her black eyes all over the place, her black eyes all over the place, and she's just, information is key in a game like Rainbow Six Siege, and she's got 3 of these cameras that you can just throw willy-nilly, and boom, bada bing, she can see everyone, and there's not much to say. Having those extra cameras and locations that aren't normally in choke points, staircases, all that stuff, Valkyrie she's just invaluable, and she's almost always picked in a in ranked. And coming in at number 1, I guess you guys can all guess this, is Jaeger. Jaeger is, while some consider him very cheap and a spawn peeking maniac and all this other garbage, Jaeger is the best operator on the defending team because just simply he's versatile. He could sit in OBJ, he can roam, he can peek, he can easily challenge attackers with this assault rifle that's better than most of them. A fun fact is that Jaeger's assault rifle, the 416C carbine, is actually the same damage statistics as Twitch's 417 carbine, and I mean, that carbine is semi-automatic, so I mean, Jaeger, I mean, he's a beast. His ADS is also provides a ton of versatility. The 1 armor 3 speed really works to his advantage, and that's why he is the best defender in the entire game. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave a like, favorite, subscribe, all the good stuff, and without further ado, I'll see you in the next one.